Welcome back everybody to episode 31 of our F1 Manager career mode, where we are role-playing as Dario Franchitti, being the boss of the Tauri team. Got the Azerbaijan Grand Prix up today, and we got a couple things coming up. Our research and our side pods for next year's car will be done in 5 days, so we'll be able to maybe work on something else or even design a new part for this car, since we are still definitely in the hunt for both championships. As you can see, we are leading the Constructors' Championship by 17 points. And Pierre's got a lead of 8 points in the drivers, so it's game on. I do notice that Pierre has a development point there. Where are we going to put this? I think we're going to put it into adaptability, so he's a little bit better in the wet weather. I don't think Lawson has any. Oh, he's got 2, okay. I think we'll put that into smoothness for him, both of them. There we go. I don't think Ricardo has any. No, he does not. So let's just fast forward time and see what we got. Our side pods are done, the research of them. Should give a bit more airflow for us for next year, that'll be nice. And let's see what we can do here. What can we design? How many days left have we got? We have 16 days. I don't think there's any point, is there? How long's a new suspension take? 17. Yeah, not quite, eh? Yeah, it's close, but not quite. Though it is only 1 day of the next one, isn't it? We'll rush it through. It'll be a day after the other thing, that's fine. Let's do it, why not? We still have to maintain our car, right? So, go forward. There's not much else to it really, so I guess I will catch you at the track.
Hello from Baku, where we're looking forward to a weekend of racing among the medieval and the modern, here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Drivers will be battling it out on the streets of the Baku city circuit, a real contradiction of a track. From the long main straights, where the less drag the better, to the tight turns where downforce is a necessity. Teams are going to have to work hard to get that balance right. The season is about halfway through, and it makes me wonder, what else is in store for the teams? Well, there's only one way to find out. What will happen this weekend? Only time will tell.
So it looks like we are in for a fully dry weekend. No rain in sight for any of the 3 days. That will help us. So I'll do what I usually do, and I will catch you at the end of practice, where we do have some new liveries. I am running a few different mods in this thing now. We've got updated liveries for some teams. I will leave a description in the video for you, so you can see which ones we're running and where I got them from. I'll see you after practice.
Should be green now.
So yeah, I've just paused it on Pierre's car there, so you can see we got the red numbering on this one. And I think that's about the only change. I know in real life I think the halo is red as well, but in the mod it has not come through, unfortunately. And of course, Ricciardo is still rocking his McLaren numbering. Not much I can do about that, I don't think, but that's fine.
I think that was a crash. Let's have a look. Now have a watch of this. Looks like Ocon. They've lost control, and there's the crash. The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly. There's been a crash. Sounds like a single car. Let's see what happened there. Now just focus on the Haas. There's the crash. We've just had a crash on the track. We can take a look now. We're just watching the Red Bull. Clearly something went very, very wrong there. Thank you for joining us here today. Once practice is over, qualifying will be underway, and then the fight for pole begins. Time and time again, we see just how little separates the drivers as they complete their qualifying laps. Those who have pushed that little bit harder during qualifying can be rewarded with a grid place that sets them apart from their competitors going into the race. Hold on tight, because we're getting underway. Sounds like there's been a crash. Let's take a look at the replay. Let's have another look. Science is the focus here. Oh, a nasty crash there.
So at the end of all 3 practice sessions, we have topped the times in all 3 of them. So that's pretty good. The first practice, we were the only ones to go out at the end on a soft set of tyres when the track was at its best. That's why we're over a second quicker than everybody else there. Second session, we were 3/4 of a second quicker. Verstappen crashed out in practice 2 early on. As you can see, it says he only did 3 laps. In practice 1, I think it was Ocon. He crashed out on his very first lap, so no time set for the Alpine driver. There were a couple spins. I believe Norris had a spin. I don't remember if that was practice 2 or practice 3. And also, the only other driver who had issues was Carlos Sainz in practice 3. He had a bit of an off. As you can see there, he only completed 12 laps. So we're up to qualifying now. So I will see you at the end of Q1, where hopefully both drivers should comfortably get through. End of qualifying 1, and we did get both guys through. It was a bit of a close run thing with Pierre. He was tucked up right behind, I think it was Lando Norris in the McLaren, and did not get a particularly brilliant lap in. Nearly a second off his teammate there, but it was still enough to get through by about 8/10 compared to where Mick was. So reasonably comfortable. The 5 who missed out, you got both Williams there, Latifi in the Haas, Tsunoda in the McLaren, and Albon in the Aston Martin. I'll catch you at the end of Q2. End of Q2 there, and a much better performance by both our boys. Pierre just broke into the 142s, still a second off the pace of Sergio Perez there, who managed to pull out a little over a tenth, be clear of the field. And Ricciardo also found a couple tenths from his Q1 times, that's always handy. Ocon was probably the star in Q2, he found 6 tenths from his Q1 time, so real good effort there. The 5 who missed out, you got Magnussen in the other Haas, Alonso in the Alpine, he'll be disappointed with that, Vettel in the Alfa Romeo, Guan Yu in the Aston Martin, and Lando in the McLaren. McLaren 6 tenths off the pace, or half a second off the pace. So not very good time of it for McLaren here. But we are currently 5th and 7th. Hopefully we can keep that form up for Q3, and we can maybe mix it with a Ferrari. I don't think we'll be able to touch Leclerc, but we might be able to mix it with Carlos Sainz. And if Ricciardo can find another tenth of a second, who knows, he might be right behind Pierre. I'll catch you at the end of Q3. So there you go, end of qualifying, and it's going to be a Charles Leclerc pole position. Managed to find just enough time. Set his fastest lap of the weekend by a good couple tenths there to pop it into first place. Starting alongside him will be Verstappen, and then you got their teammates directly behind him. Sainz third and Perez in P4. We lock out row 3 after both boys did a really good effort there to improve on their final run. Particularly Ricciardo, he found about a tenth and a half, I think, and jumped up from P8 to P6, I believe it was. So really good effort there. He got in front of George and Valtteri at the death. We were the only two to improve at the end of the session because we saved our set of tyres for then, whereas the rest of the field did not. In terms of strategy, I'm leaning towards a 2-stop, using both sets of the medium compounds and then a set of softs at the end, but that will depend on how the race unfolds, I guess. We will be starting on the mediums, and if there's an early safety car like what we said at Monaco, we would probably switch over to the hards, and then if there's a late one, then we'll switch over to the other set of the mediums and then use the 2-stop strategy there. I just don't want to be stuck on hards if we can manage it on a set of the softs right at the end, because they're about a good 1 to 1.5 seconds a lap quicker. So I think we can probably make up a decent amount of time by stopping that extra time. That's my thought anyway. We'll have to see how it goes.
It's time for the final touches here on the grid ahead of today's race.
Alpha Tauri did rather well in qualifying. Let's see if they can manage to achieve a strong start for the race itself. This weekend, Red Bull displayed real promise during qualifying, but will they fulfill that potential by the time they reach the checkered flag? And the race will be taking place under blue skies. That means the teams should be able to apply their strategies without any added complications.
But for now though, let's get ready for all the action of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. As the sun continues to shine, it seems like nothing can dampen the mood of excitement here at the track. And there we have Pierre Gasly. They might not be in the top 3 spots, but things could change fast once the race gets underway. And behind them, it's Ricciardo. A top 10 position today, but will they be able to capitalize on it? Everything's been building to this. This is what you've been waiting for. It's the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Cheers, Crofting. Looks like a lot of people are on the mediums. They are. Bottas, Ocon, Hamilton, Vettel, and both Williams are on the soft. Interesting strategy. We are trying to get around
Nicely done.
Sergio. Pierre's managed it, so I'm going to go back
Alpha Tauri
on
gained the
him.
race.
Ricardo has still got his nose there.
Yeah, take it easy.
Okay.
Doing a good job, keep pushing.
And he's got him, so we're going to go back on standard
That's it.
for him as well. And I think we'll go neutral
Drop back a bit.
on the energy.
Okay.
We're going to have to save that.
Position gained for Alpha Tauri.
We'll see how we can go with pushing on the engine for a little bit. Science is already over a second behind the top two. You know what? I think we're going to go overtake for Pierre, see if we can get around him.
Overtake.
Copy.
And I think we'll go overtake also with Ricardo. We'll watch Pierre. There's a look up the inside. Can't quite manage it.
This is good, come on.
Tries it again. Carlos has to give him a little bit of space.
You're doing a good job.
I think we're good. So I'm going to go deploy, see if we can pull away from Carlos
If you
here.
need it.
Copy.
We'll also go deploy for Ricardo.
Use energy if you need it. Use energy.
Okay, understood. DRS enabled.
Hopefully those top two will battle. And we'll be able to just catch up enough. Looking at the numbers, the Ferrari and Red Bull are pretty much on similar pace in terms of the performance. We are probably third best by some margin, actually. We're probably a good half second off the pace off the top two. We're going to go back on push, I think, see if we can close that gap a little bit.
No saving required.
Copy.
Alright, let's fast forward a bit and see where we are, huh? We'll watch Ricardo. Hopefully he doesn't drop out of a second behind. Russell's already 2 seconds off Perez. And so is Sainz off the back of Verstappen. So not brilliant. Looks like the top two are just going to run away with it. Oh, it's been a crash. Safety car? Virtual safety car. Okay. We are going to conserve a little bit here. So Ricardo has had a bit of an oopsie. Minor damage. I think we'll be okay for now. It's a bit early. It's only, what, lap 5? Something like that. We'll go on a light for that.
It's a collision. Here's the replay. Okay, here's the Ferrari. And that's a big smash. They'll have felt that.
Virtual safety car, virtual safety car.
Copy.
So the Ferrari is slowing way down. I don't I guess it's the top of the front wing here. I'm not overly concerned about that right now.
No DRS.
We'll see how bad the time is for Ricciardo.
VSC ending, VSC ending.
DRS is enabled. DRS is enabled.
If he can kind of stick with Perez, then I'm not worried. So far he can. Bottas got around George. Yeah, right now I'm pretty happy with where we're at, I think.
Did somebody spin out there? Let's see what happened there. Now just take a look at the McLaren. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The car's just gone.
Danny got around Sergio.
Position gained for Alpha Tauri.
See,
Let's have a
watch
look.
that a bit.
Daniel Ricciardo involved here. Gaining a position there. They make it look so easy.
So the front wing issue
Driver's team there cheering them on.
isn't really affecting him hugely. Okay, Verstappen is in, so what is he going to? Hards. So he's going to the end. Should we play it safe? We probably should play it safe, shouldn't we? The pace difference is 0.6 of a second. No, we're going to do what we said we would. How long would it take to replace this? 5 seconds. Okay, you know what? We will do it. We will give Ricciardo a wing here. Okay, so we are going to change the tyres here, so we'll have to see how this goes. Ricciardo is in as well.
Daniel pit lane.
Copy that. So
You're only on a set of mediums. This could be a bit dicey, but we should have a pace advantage. And then we'll definitely have a pace advantage on the soft, is what we're going for. So we're going to take the pain here for a new front wing. Probably be behind George. There goes George. But we come out in front of Esteban. That's about where I thought we would.
Good job.
He has gotten around Checo.
Alpha Tauri gained a place. We can take a look now. Now look at this. It's Pierre Gasly. Moving up a place there. Excellent work from
Of course, can he keep it is the other question.
the team watching on and clearly loving that.
Hey, Daniel, having a look around that. So we, I think, are just going to go deploy. That Mercedes is quick, eh? I'm going to go driving clean air, I think. See if we can get around him, and we have. Okay, get rid of that. So he's clear of George.
That's a position gained for Alpha Tauri.
Okay, I think we'll just go back to neutral for this now. They should be able to close up on Valtteri and pull away from George. He's already got a second and a half. The question mark is going to be Pierre, from the looks of it. Okay, you know what? We're going to go aggressive, I think, on these tyres. Just for a little bit. Going to have to pull away, so we are going to go deploy. I'm going to see what we can do to get away from Sergio here.
Sounds like we've had a spin. Let's take a look at the replay. Now watch this. Here's the moments involving Albon. That looked like a very nasty spin.
Careful, Verstappen ahead, there's a crash.
Okay, understood.
Verstappen's had an off.
Yellow flag 15, yellow 15.
Understood.
Here's the replay. We're just watching the Red Bull. A definite collision there. That's very unfortunate.
That might cost him the race. Actually. Doesn't look like he's got damage. Lucky boy if he got away with that. Yeah, I think he did. I think we might box this time round, actually. Go on a fresh set. Yeah, Pierre's lost 3 seconds to to Sergio. Having been right on him. That Williams did not do him any favours at all. Okay, in comes Pierre. See if Ricardo joins as well. And he is.
Daniel pit lane.
Copy that.
Yeah, so we'll drop probably behind Bottas and George again. Should be in front of Esteban. And we've got good tyres here. So let's use them up, boys. We'll try and take care of them a little bit.
Yeah, take it easy.
At least for like the first lap or so. Science is in. Oh, side by side. The Alfa Romeo and the Merc. We need to get around these boys somehow. Which we'll be able to. I'm going to tell him right now, overtake, and go push, and we'll go aggressive. Likewise, I think we'll do the same with him. We'll go aggressive again. We're going to go clear air here. Needs to get around the Mercedes. He's got that. He's right on Valtteri. And he powers past him. Good job, Danny Rick. Good job, buddy. Alright, so we are good now. So we're going to go back to balanced for that.
All okay on
And he is clear. So we're basically back where we were. And I'm going to say no worries about clean air right now. So we are good right now. And we're going to see if we can maybe catch up to Sergio. We got 7 laps to go. Sorry, 6. Can't count. Verstappen is in. Interesting. Very interesting. Hoping Max just gets caught behind. He did not. Of course not. And we will, right? Yeah. The Williams is just in the bloody way. What a joke. Alright, let's push on Ricciardo then.
Stop, lift and coast.
Understood.
So we are probably going to finish 4th and 5th. And Verstappen will get P2 here. Get around his teammate. Last lap.
Last lap, Bill.
Assuming Checo will just let him go, probably. If I was Red Bull, that's what I would do, and he has. BRS assisted. I'll settle for P4 and 5, not gonna lie. We need to save a tiny bit of engine now, don't we? Alright, we'll go back to neutral
Lift and
then
coast will help that.
Cheers.
for Pierre. Should be alright on it, though, so I'm not overly concerned. Could probably go full out attack, but I don't think it's gonna matter.
Come on.
We nearly got back to the podium. Leclerc wins. Verstappen's going to finish 11 seconds behind him.
Pushing now.
Perez P3,
Confirm.
yeah, P4, and Ricciardo is going to finish P5. So overall, pretty happy with that day.
No thanks, guys.
Red Bull do gain
When you stop, it will be P1. Wait 5 seconds and P0.
a few points on us.
So that is checkered flag, but you can keep.
Yeah, that was good fun.
P5 confirmed, P5, well done. Take all the pickup you can, all the pickup you can.
So we gained 1 spot through the misfortune of Carlos Sainz. So, not too bad. Reasonably happy with that. We were, what, 15 seconds off the lead at the end, which is about where we probably would have been. So Verstappen threw that race away. He had that in the bag. And Pierre was able to do pretty good damage limitation, I think. We didn't have the pace here. We struggled on top end speed. Even when we were fastest in the first 2 sectors, we usually could not get triple purple.
Well, this weekend, Pierre Gasly flew us to the stars. I think Alpha Tauri will be very pleased with that result.
This was thrilling to watch. They've done an excellent job and they deserve all the plaudits.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
For the next round in Formula 1, the teams are travelling to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal.
Okay, we know about the top 5. George Russell, your remaining points scorer there. And what, Pierre just got fastest lap as well by half a tenth, eh? Bottas first man out, half a second behind George there right at the end. Ocon P8, Alonso P9, pretty good drive from him to get up to 9th from where he started in P12. And Magnussen rounds out your top 10. Lewis had a disappointing day in 11th. Sainz had an even worse day, down 9 spots to P12. Vettel 13th, Zhou Guanyu 14th, Lando Norris 15th, Albon up 1 in the other Aston, P16, at the expense of Mick Schumacher, who finished 17th for Williams. Latifi up a spot, P18 in the Haas. Tsunoda down one for McLaren in P19, and Stroll rounds out the field. From Lando back, all a lap down. So both McLarens, both Williams, Albon in the Aston Martin, and Latifi in the Haas. Drivers' Championship, Max closes 3 points on Pierre, so it's a 5-point differential. Leclerc gets in front of Danny Rick there, courtesy of his win. 1 point separating those boys, and Perez closes a couple points on Ricciardo. And Red Bull gain 5 points on us. In the Constructors' Championship, the gap is 12 points, and Ferrari make a big jump in front of Mercedes there. It looks like it's a 2-horse race between us and Red Bull. The question is going to be whether Leclerc and Ferrari can do anything in the Drivers' Championship. We'll have to wait and see. We gain just over 2.3 million for that race. Would have been nicer if we had managed to get that 4 mil. But of course the bonus clause for our drivers mean that they get paid if they finish inside the top 10. I tried when we signed them to jack that up, but they were not interested at all. Disappointing, but what can you do? We will have a new rear wing for Montreal. We ready in time. We'll have to rush through a few of those. Of course, we'll need to do a new front wing since Ricciardo got caught up in Sainz's little oopsie early on in the race. But it actually didn't really affect him that bad, I don't think. He actually drove pretty well, I thought. It's just that the lap traffic seemingly screwed us over, or screwed Pierre over a couple times. First with Perez, and then secondly with Verstappen. He was right on him, and then a lap car, and he's outside DRS. So not very happy with that, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes. Currently our weather center is in poor conditions, so we will do something about that. We've also got some development points for our head of aero and the technical chief, so we'll do that as well. Ford are still happy. Let's fix our facilities right now. How much does it cost to refurbish? 1.5 mil? Yeah, that's fine. It was our staff, wasn't it? So our technical chief. Underfloor seems to be pretty important, so I'm going to go underfloor for him, and probably chassis. And for him, I think we might just crank it into drag reduction, actually. Actually, no, we'll do one in drag reduction, and we'll also go high speed downforce for him. These guys do have a development point, so we'll do that. We'll go feedback for Ben Mitchell. And I think we will go, pit crew management for him. And I think that is going to do it for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So join us next time as we head to Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. And hopefully we can continue our pretty good form. We weren't really in the hunt around Baku, didn't really have the right car for it. We seem to be better on tracks that require downforce, not top end speed, so Montreal might be a bit of a struggle, although with the new rear wing coming, hopefully that might help us out a little bit. But that's going to be on the next episode, so I'll catch you then. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked the video, you can hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, feel free to hit the subscribe button. If you want to leave a comment, go right ahead. This is Mystic Tez signing off. See you later.